Apologies, starting lineup faithful. I know, 1 week of sad sack is 1 week too many. Thus, Team Wiebe is back here on starting lineup, and I finally have something to brag about. Yes, I've returned to the land of the bipeds. See how this works? Dastardly crutches, they're gone. They're buried right next to Sagini's fantasy reputation and his self-respect. Almost as importantly though, round 6 was a good one for Borg's hot takes. My 83 points, top 400, beat that. Everybody that's 390th or worse. But look, check out this flawless head-to-head slate. Notice that massive win against MLSsoccer.com's own expert, the MLS Fantasy boss. More like fantasy loss, am I right? Anyway, round 7 is here, and it brings with it another double game week. Only this time around, don't go blowing your wild card or busting your budget to fill your team with DGW players. They've got a Thursday-Sunday turnaround, folks. That's just weird. Now, if you were way ahead of the game, you might have gotten a head start on this DGW and stocked your roster with the likes of Fernando Aristigueta or Mix Discarud. That was a good call. What's that, Anders? No? Not anymore? El Colorado is struggling with a quad injury and mixes with the U.S. men's national team? Great. Just great. Trouble in DGWville. So then who do you turn to if you're desperate to take advantage of this DGW? Well, unless you've got your heart set on David Villa, it's time to root through the bargain bin. Union goalkeeper John McCarthy, he of the tearful post-game interview.
I have tears of joy right now, man. I'm so happy. I really can't describe it. I really can't.
Touching stuff, John. Way to wear your heart on your sleeve. You're a good bet to get 2 games, and the same goes for youngsters Zach Pfeffer and Eric Ayuk in the attack. They're all dirt cheap. Outside of Villa, stick with the NYCFC defense. They've got 2 home games, the second of which requires last place Portland, I know that hurts Timbers Army, to travel cross country. 2 names, Josh Saunders and Jason Hernandez. There's a shutout in there somewhere. And speaking of shutouts, here are my locks for round 7. We start, of course, with the Swiss cheese of locks. Earning the sad sack shoe-in this round are the Seattle Sounders. Why? Because I still think the Rapids are Because I still think the Rapids are probably closer to 0-0 than 4-0. Going up the chain of security, this week's ziplock is Toronto FC. No Mauro Diaz, not a productive Fabian Castillo. That means Dallas might have a hard time even against that Toronto FC back line. Leaky? We'll see. Since a trend here, there just aren't that many obvious locks this round, which is why I'm taking a little bit of a chance with the bike lock. Yes, Vancouver have looked explosive, but will defensive-minded RSL stymie them without Pedro Morales? Sure, why not? The LA Galaxy, meanwhile, got deadbolt status this week. The attack is sputtering, but Jaime Pinedo's hot, and Sporting KC are too reliant on set pieces. And they don't have Iko Para. We'll see what Omar Gonzalez has to say about all of that. And we end with the Fort Knox shutout lock for round 7. I'm taking the easy way out. Take your pick. NYCFC, Philly Union, 2 bites the shutout apple. I go with New York, but you do whatever you want. And we finish off with an oldie, but a goodie. That, of course, would be O Captain, my captain. At number 3, take your pick between Lloyd Sam and Bradley Wright Phillips. At home, chances are going to come for the Red Bulls, and the best chances always fall to these 2. Second, David Villa. I mentioned the DGW, and you should play him as long as you're confident that adductor strain won't curtail his minutes. Top of the list, well, Omar's coming, baby. Omar Gonzalez. I'm betting he caps off this week, one that includes US-Mexico in San Antone, with a dominating defensive performance and maybe even a goal against Sporting KC. That's my take on round 7. What's yours? Give out some free advice in the comments section below, and make sure you get your team locked in by Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. As always, good luck in your matchups.